Before the day gets too busy, I'm here to teach you certain ways to elevate your financial status, especially as an average earner. I personally am an entrepreneur, and one of the mistakes I used to make in the past was always believing that money will keep coming. Being an entrepreneur for 7 years, I'm used to getting daily income, and it made me not develop a savings or investment culture. And recently I had such a downfall that has taught me few lessons. It's funny how these tips have always existed because I live in Dubai, so I'm surrounded by literally wealthy people who have grown their wealth over several years. They keep teaching me all this. I implement them most of the time, but now I'm getting extra serious with them. And also, as an African, I see it in myself to help others. I just don't want to sit at a table where I'm queen. I want to be surrounded by like-minded people who are also richer than I am, who are better than I am. And these are the few ways that I've seen or heard about wealthy people, start growing from grass to grace. And I'll start with one of them. So I have some notes down here that we will go through together. First of all, entrepreneurship is a very amazing thing, but everyone can be entrepreneurs. So find what works for you and stick with it. But if I were to grow my wealth, I will go into entrepreneurship because entrepreneurship is a gamble. So why not just take the risk? And I believe that we can juggle both. You know, if you're getting salaries is good, but you can begin to find new ways to, make more money. Entrepreneurship doesn't even have to be something that takes your entire time. Within 3 hours of your day, you can create an ebook and post it online. You can do content creation and have your rate cards ready. You know, whatever you put your thoughts into pushing, marketing, and selling out there is already entrepreneurship. So please, you don't have to quit your job to um, try out entrepreneurship. Now, the second one is investment. And back then, when I hear about investment, I get scared because I tell them, like, I don't have millions. So where do you expect me to get all this money from? Then I started looking deeper into buying stocks, and I realized that there are some stocks that are even below $3. Example, I'm Nigerian and I'm enjoying so much the Nigerian stock exchange. And also I've had Chinese stocks, I've had US stocks, so it doesn't matter if that is not your nationality. Nigerian stock exchange is one of the biggest in the world right now, and it's really going amazingly. So here are a few stocks that I have invested in over the past few years that has yielded a lot for me. So imagine putting over $1,000, okay, in naira. Imagine putting 500,000 naira, 1 million into these following stocks that I will mention, and just multiply that in your head. It will blow your mind. The first one I want to talk about is Transcorp Hotel PLC. I bought these shares when it was 35 naira. It's currently at 223 naira. That is a 537% jump. Then let's talk about First Bank. I bought First Bank when it was at 17 naira. It's currently at 67 naira with a 296% jump. And at the moment, First Bank shares is still low compared to other banks in Nigeria. So I would advise anybody to go invest in First Bank. The most amazing one that happened to me is Boa Foods. So I have Boa Cement shares and Boa Food shares. Boa Food, I bought it at 74 naira. is currently 967 naira. It experienced a 1,202% increase. So imagine you put 1 million naira into bar foods back then that it was 74 naira, and now you are getting a 1,202% increase. Then we have Airtel. I bought Airtel at 750 naira. Airtel is currently at 3,323 naira. Now these things are risk because in the past I've invested in Chinese stocks. There was a time that electric vehicle companies were really pushing out their product out there, and I just believed in my heart that these companies will overpower Tesla. Well, I was wrong and I lost a lot of money to that. So nowadays I study and I am investing in concrete companies. That is companies that I know people use every day. You and I, especially me, I am not able to afford an electric vehicle at the moment, but I know that in a week I use my banks at least 5 times. So why not invest in your bank? It makes you happy knowing that every time you are making a transaction with your bank, you are actually growing your own shares. Now, aside that, savings is always an amazing thing to do. I used to believe that savings was not, so important because I have $1 million dreams. So I ask myself that why do I have to save for so long to achieve these dreams? But now savings, I am using savings to pay rent. I'm using savings to, solve short-term goals. So there's a particular app in Nigeria called Piggyvest where you can lock in money for a while and it will yield you interest. So let's say you have your rent to pay in the future, especially for people that pay yearly rent, and then every month you are putting in, even if it's 10,000 naira that you're putting into your piggy vest, you know that you'll be getting maybe 2,000 naira extra. Look, don't overlook or don't underrate the power of tiny money. Like they say, little drops of water make a mighty ocean. You might be like, what will my 10,000 naira do for me? Why do I need to put in 10,000 naira? And as people that are maybe average or low earners, it's very easy for us to have problems. So there's a way you save your money in your bank or even on these apps, and the following day you have one big issue that makes you want to go and withdraw that money. And that is why some of these apps have a lock category where you lock that money. No matter what is happening, you are not getting that money out. So imagine you lock 10,000 naira every month because you are looking towards saving for maybe your rent, your school fees, and it's yielding you 13%, 15% interest. It's something, one day you go back to look at it and you get shocked and amazed at how far you've come. My name is Nicole, and I am an entrepreneur and a mom living here in Dubai. I'm starting my life from grass to grace after losing over 44 million naira in a certain court debt associated with my business. These are the steps I'm also taking along the way to make sure that I get back my financial stability. And I want you on this journey with me. I want you to take some of the measures that I'm taking to regain my financial stability. It's very easy for a little health issue, a little emergency to sway and sweep us off our feet. And I hope that you learn to start doing things for yourself. It doesn't matter how much you are earning, okay? You can just think for your future and help yourself. Don't starve yourself by saving everything you have. I believe in taking care of ourselves. We all have a certain indulgence. So if you like to live in nice places, you like nice clothes, you like to feel good, it's okay. Use your money to do that, because the more you do nice things for yourself, the more your brain expands to want to make more to give yourself that comfort. Remember that seeking comfort is all about yourself first. Saving, investing is all about yourself first. So if you want always to get information like this from me, subscribe to my YouTube at the moment, and we get things done together. I believe in you, and I hope you believe in yourself. Take care.